You know, I love the United States. I think it is one of the best countries to live in. You have so much freedom without any law regulations. You can vote at the age of 18 for whoever you want. You can own a gun if you wanted to for safety purposes. But then there's laws that, like what I'm about to show you, that make me really wish I moved out of the country. Even though I'm pretty sure, like, the rest of the world is going to be affected by this. You guys might have seen the title. I am going to be talking about COPPA and how the FTC is handling this. But I'm not going to go into full details. There's a video made by Chadtronic that actually goes through this topic a lot better than I normally would have. I'm going to nutshell it. But if you do want more information about the FTC law of COPPA and how it's going to affect YouTube, there'll be a link for that in the description below, or check out the top right corner right over there. I'll also provide videos from lawyers about the whole situation, and there is a video, or not a video, a tweet from Eagle Raptor that also briefly explains it in a different way. I'll link it just in case you want to take a look at it and interpret for yourself whether that's true or not. I don't know. For me personally, this is all like really confusing, and it may not look like it, but I am kind of panicking because even though I did check my videos before making this video, and a lot of them are okay, like they haven't been hit yet, they probably might be hit at some point in the future, so I'll make this video just in case. So, what is, to put it in a nutshell, what is this whole COPPA thing? Well, YouTube had to pay a huge fine for basically, how do I put this? This is not going to be edited or anything like this. It's just going to be straight up from my mouth and in this video. But basically, YouTube illegally targeted advertisements on children, even if they didn't make an account. So the FTC was not happy about that, and they forced YouTube to pay a $170 million fine just for doing that. And YouTube, and I think the FTC was also involved with this, decided that they should also target their content creators. And if they do not comply with any of the laws, specifically about, lying about whether their content is for kids or not, they can face a penalty of up to $42,000. That's the estimate I found mostly online. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, hey, I could just easily say, yay, this is for kids, and I should be fine, right? Not entirely. This is actually a screenshot from that video, so Chadtronic, I hope you don't mind me using little tidbits of your video so I can get a point across. But when you mark your video as for kids, you have no notifications of any kind. It's not going to be searchable. There will be no comments, meaning the comment section will be off, which will be very bad for me if that happens with, especially in Midnight 39 content, which I hope it doesn't happen. They will not be recommended, they will not be suggested, there won't be any playlists, and you lose about 90% of the revenue you normally would make. So for me, I make less than $25, so 90%, that's probably between $1 to like 50 cents. Which, if that were to happen to me, that would have been pretty bad. But again, I'm safe for now. Even though I did mark my stuff as not for kids, the FTC could still come after me, and this is not good at all. Once again, especially for my content, because a lot of my content is Nintendo stuff. There are a couple of exceptions, like I've done some mature content on here, specifically for like teen or mature rated audiences. Like I've uploaded some stream archives of Persona 5. I've done gameplays like games rated M for mature and Teen for teen. I think those ones would have been an exception. Basically, my content is just for everyone. Mostly like in the mature, like teenager to like adult phase, but I'll have some content that kids maybe would like to watch, and I'll go over some topics. It's not really for kids. It's mostly for families, but mostly for adults that might understand some of the topics I'm talking about. But I also throw in a couple topics for, not specifically for kids, like 5-year-olds or anything like that. None of that, but like maybe some things like older kids, like maybe 10-year-olds or 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds will understand. Meanwhile, the little kids will probably scratch their heads or something like that. But again, it's like mostly for the teenagers and adult phase. I actually looked at my analytics, and even though analytics isn't 100% accurate because kids can just make up a profile age and just use that whenever they create content, or not create content, whenever they log on to YouTube and watch videos and stuff. But that really doesn't matter because kids can make up an age. They could be 45 for Pete's sake on there, and it wouldn't have mattered. I know my audience, and I was completely honest, and I should not be punished for being honest about this. And mind you, this does not go into effect immediately. This is going to affect starting the January 1st of next year. That's concerning, especially for smaller creators like me. I have 8,000 subscribers with over 1,000 videos, and if a single one is found to be for kids, I lose monetization on that. Or I don't lose monetization. Well, it's kind of like losing monetization. I lose 90% of it. And I get a very, very large fee. 1,000 of those? Yeah, that's probably going to equal lifetime in jail, and that's not really good. Well, I wouldn't per se jail, but look at all the strict stuff, like, they mentioned, like, the language, like, if you use certain terms, then it might get flagged for children, or if you have children's characters, video games, sports even, or pets or something. Like, this list is way too strict. Like, there's not enough room. And technically, doesn't this break the First Amendment? Because if it does, the FTC really needs to change this, because this isn't restricting content or separating it for kids. This is removing YouTube's videos in general. This is going to cause a lot of people who make YouTube content like myself to panic and probably delete their videos when they don't necessarily need to, because, hey, you know, I'm an adult. I like some of the things that kids like Mario, Nintendo, cereal. Although I don't really eat like the kiddie cereals like Fruit Loops or anything like that. I'm more of like a granola person myself. But the point still stands. I do enjoy some of the things kids like, quote unquote kids, Pokemon, etc. So again, why should I be punished for doing something like this? Because the FTC doesn't quite understand. And keep in mind, they're also thinking like in terms of the general audience. They don't think about us YouTubers, but even still, some people in the general audience, like Pokemon Go. That's a perfect example. Pokemon Go. Pokemon in general is like the highest selling franchise of all time. Adults know it. Kids know it. So would this be labeled as kids? Probably, because let's be real, it's colorful. Pikachu is a colorful character. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing just really, really confuses me. But despite this, there's actually some hope. Not a whole lot of hope, but some. Right now, the FTC is taking comments. There's also a petition, I'll link in the description below, but the mentioned comment section, if you go to the first link that is in videos, it'll be the first link you guys go to, you'll see it under, hey, let your voice be heard or something like that in the description below. If you care about any content creators at all, or if you care about YouTube at all, please, I highly urge you, go to that link, make a comment, make your voice heard. But please don't be like, oh, F you, FTC, you are a piece of S, son of a B. You know, don't be like that. They won't read that, and they'll probably move on because they'll think, oh, hey, they actually don't care about us. Let's just keep pushing forward and show them. Be civil, be respectful, but do not be afraid to give out your opinions. We all have opinions, and I think together, not just you guys, not just me. I voice my stuff like multiple times. But with the power of you guys and the rest of the internet, whoever's watching this, you don't have to share the video. You just go down there and voice your opinions. Because unless somehow the FTC doesn't listen and they keep going with it, I'm pretty sure we might be able to tell them, hey, this isn't right. This is not the way to do it. We understand what you're doing, and it's to make sure kids are safe. We're totally okay with that. In fact, we're beyond okay. We ourselves want to make sure kids are fine as well. Oh, I apologize for that. But I just had to make sure my face wasn't fully white. We want to make sure kids are safe. We totally get that. However, this is not the way to do so. Because it's just really restricting what's a kid and what's an adult in the world where anything can be kid and anything can be adult. Well, okay, not anything can be kid. Like, obviously Persona 5 isn't meant for, like, 5-year-olds or anything like that. Or Bayonetta isn't meant to be, like, for 3-year-olds. Regardless of what Smash might tell you. They're obviously not meant for kids at all, but they're in Smash. But the point still stands. Some things are not meant for kids, but anything can be for adults. Just not advertisements, is all. We totally get that. And as for if for some reason the comments don't go through, they still continue with this, I may not be on YouTube because I don't want to risk my channel not only getting taken down, but also me paying a huge fine, because even though I don't have a job and I do get payments from Social Security, that's not going to be enough for me to handle this. And yes, if this happens, I could still technically make Hatsune Miku content, the Project Diva stuff, because that's considered rated T for teen. But there's another problem with that. Unless I specify to you guys that happens, hey, I'm going to still do Mini 39, but please make sure you request these songs that I put on a list on a video that has no copyright claims whatsoever. I'm not going to make a single cent out of that. So that's a huge issue right there. Otherwise, I may not be on YouTube, as I mentioned before. This was the hardest decision for me to make. If this happens, I will move over to Twitch. I think that is the best solution, is Twitch, so that I can do live streams and whatnot. If this happens by the end of January 2020, and even if it doesn't happen, I may consider just moving to Twitch a little bit more. So please, alongside, if you are a subscriber of mine, please, number one, go to the link, sign a petition, leave a comment, let them know this isn't right. But secondly, please follow me on Twitch so that way you're updated on when I go live if this happens. Because I do not want to leave the media platform. It has been wonderful for me. I've made so many friends because of this. I was able to speak despite having high-functioning autism and not being able to speak so well as a kid. This has helped me in the long run. I don't want to let go of this anytime soon. Anyways, that's all I really got to say. 12-minute video. I'm sorry I didn't have an episode of Pokemon Sword Up this time around. Number one, this whole thing has like really gone to my head, but number two, I was at Disneyland all day yesterday, and I was just too tired to even like edit and upload a video. So Pokemon Sword will continue tomorrow. I apologize for that. I don't think there'll be any Pokemon Sword videos up to this Saturday. I don't really know. Again, I haven't edited most of the episodes yet. I will need to work on now tomorrow's video, as well as Thursdays and Fridays, and then gotta record more episodes after that. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll see how this goes. We can't let this sit back and see how it goes for us. What we need to do is we need to stand up for ourselves. We need to tell them, we get what you're doing, but don't do it this way. And for me, I'll be praying that the people behind this decision, the FTC, the COPPA, whatever they're doing, that they understand this is not the best way to approach this. And they have a change of heart and actually do it in the right way. What will be acceptable for us, but also acceptable for them. That's all we can really do at this point, is stand up for ourselves and pray. Two big things. I hope you guys will stand up for us, because the internet should not change for the worse. Take care, guys.